Two monsters, one shackled in a cell, the other lurking in darkness. In a cruel twist of fate, the hunter sought the predator's guidance. Don't ask me why I believe I'm an expert in this area, just accept that I am, and we'll start from there. Ted Bundy wrote these chilling words from death row, his twisted confidence spilling across the page as he offered his assistance to investigators. He seemed to see into the mind of a killer as if they shared the same monstrous soul. Bundy, a name that has become synonymous with horror and fascination, confessed to 36 murders, but hinted at many more during his killing spree in the 1970s. By the early 1980s, though, as he languished on death row, another predator had risen. Young women were disappearing from Washington's King County, their bodies washing up along the Green River, leaving a gruesome trail of death that stumped investigators at every turn. Dubbed the Green River Killer, this shadowy figure eluded capture for years, taunting authorities with every fresh kill. Then came Bundy's letter, a chilling lifeline from one of America's most notorious killers. From his cell, he offered insights into the mind of a killer that no profiler or detective could match. From behind bars, he offered a glimpse into the mind of a serial killer, one that only another monster could understand. A short insight on the Green River Killer. Gary Ridgway, a seemingly ordinary man, was shaped by an insidious darkness long before he would become one of America's deadliest predators. Born on February 18, 1949, in Utah, he soon found himself rooted in the shadowy outskirts of Washington state, near Seattle's bustling SeaTac Airport. Ridgway's early life was unremarkable. He joined the Navy before finishing high school and was deployed to Vietnam, where war would expose him to new, violent urges. But it wasn't until his return that his true nature would reveal itself. By 1982, now a quiet truck painter, Gary began to cast his net along the infamous State Route 99 in King County. Runaways, vulnerable young women, and prostitutes started to vanish, lured by Ridgway's calm demeanor, only to be silenced forever. He brought them back to his home under the guise of safety, then mercilessly strangled them, reveling in the last flicker of life fading from their eyes. Ridgway's twisted ritual didn't end there. He discarded their bodies in the thick woods surrounding the Green River, as if nature itself could conceal his sins. But the river had other plans. One by one, the remains of his victims began to surface, mangled, decaying, and eerily close to where they once stood, forever tying his name to the haunting legend of the Green River Killer. By 1986, Detective Dave Reichert had dedicated years to unraveling the enigma of the Green River Killer. Yet, despite uncovering the remains of 40 female victims, reliable leads remained elusive. Then, a chilling and unexpected lifeline emerged, a letter from Ted Bundy himself, the notorious serial killer on death row in Florida. Bundy's letter to Detective Reichert was laced with an unsettling confidence. He had been following the Green River case from behind bars and, after spotting Reichert's photo in news stories, felt compelled to reach out. Though serving time on death row, Bundy positioned himself as an expert, offering insights only someone with his dark, twisted mind could provide. With desperation mingling with intrigue, Reichert flew to Florida, accompanied by fellow investigator Robert Keppel, who had also been involved in Bundy's own case. According to Keppel's book, The Riverman, Bundy had specifically sought him out, claiming he would only divulge information to Keppel. During their tense interviews, Bundy dissected the psyche of the Green River Killer, whom he referred to as Riverman. He chillingly suggested that the Green River Killer might be returning to the burial sites to engage in grotesque sexual acts upon his victims' remains, urging detectives to stake out the areas where bodies had been found. Bundy spoke from his own twisted experience, revealing how he, too, would revisit the graves of his victims to relive his horrific crimes. This dark confession left Reichert and Keppel unnerved, as Bundy's knowledge seemed rooted in a disturbingly intimate familiarity. Bundy's observations were not just guesswork, they were disturbingly accurate. He challenged the inclusion of Amina Agashev as a Green River Killer victim, noting that she didn't match the profile of the other murdered women. His skepticism proved true. Bundy then explained how the Green River Killer likely used a meek and unassuming demeanor to gain the trust of his victims. This was a strategy Bundy himself had perfected, feigning injury with an arm cast or walking on crutches to appear harmless, only to strike when his victims felt at ease. The eerie similarities didn't end there. Bundy described how the Green River Killer might show women a photo of his child to appear as a caring family man, putting his victims at ease. The revelation hit hard. Bundy's insights were a mirror into the mind of another predator, and it became clear that the Green River Killer's approach to luring his victims was a chilling echo of Bundy's own methods. Sheriff Reichert, who spent 3 days interviewing Ridgway alone, later reflected on the unsettling connection between serial killers. Serial killers have a lot in common, whether they kill prostitutes like Ridgway and Jack the Ripper did, young boys like John Wayne Gacy did, or young women like Bundy did. He told the New York Times, Bundy and Ridgway, like many other predators, were driven by a twisted blend of sexual desire and violent compulsion. Both men assaulted their victims before, during, or after killing them, seeking not just to end lives, but to dominate and degrade even in death. The information Ted Bundy provided became a disturbing roadmap that guided investigators deep into the mind of a killer, particularly one who knew the Washington area intimately. Bundy's insights, though couched in his own sinister pride, would play a part in the eventual capture of Gary Ridgway in 2001. First off, there's no remorse, Reichert explained to the New York Times when describing the chilling commonalities he saw in serial killers. He doesn't have any feelings toward anybody, his family included, and that's what I saw in Bundy and what I saw in Ridgway. Bundy's advice to Reichert often took the form of subtle confessions, things he claimed Ridgway might do, but which were, in reality, admissions of Bundy's own horrific acts. It was as if Bundy was jealous of the attention the Green River Killer was getting, Reichert recalled. The similarities between the two killers ran deeper than their methods. Both men relished control and craved recognition. Bundy spoke of his murders with a chilling, almost boastful tone, and Ridgway, too, displayed an unsettling pride in his actions. "Why would I claim a murder that isn't mine?" Ridgway scoffed when detectives asked if he was responsible for an unsolved case. "Because I have pride in what I do. I don't want to take credit for somebody else's work." Their eerie sense of accomplishment and lack of remorse revealed a truth that only a monster could understand. In the world of killers like Bundy and Ridgway, the horrors they inflicted were not crimes, they were achievements. Ridgway was sentenced to life in prison in 2003, his gruesome tally surpassing that of any other serial killer in U.S. history. Despite the heinous nature of his crimes, Ridgway's demeanor was exactly as Bundy had foreseen: ordinary, meek, almost invisible, a predator hiding in plain sight. Bundy, however, would never see the prophecy fulfilled. He met his own end in Florida's electric chair in 1989, leaving behind a sinister legacy and an unsettling truth. Monsters like him may die, but the darkness they embody never truly disappears. As we reflect on the chilling intertwining of these two monstrous lives, it becomes clear that evil often recognizes its own. Ted Bundy may have helped catch the Green River Killer, but his legacy remains one of terror and manipulation. If you found this exploration into the dark corners of human nature captivating, don't forget to subscribe for more unsettling tales that delve into the minds of the world's most notorious criminals. And please, don't tell me you've started to see Ted Bundy in a better light now, have you?